Guns. As good old Theodore Roosevelt used to say, speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. Who doesn't love to blast shit away with an authentic American firearm? I know I do. Let's be honest. Guns give you power. And power, my friends, is sexy. So sit back and let me give you that sweet seduction that you've been craving as I go over the best firearms in Red Dead Online. What's going on, guys? In today's video, we will be going over the best guns for each category in Red Dead Online. The guns I will recommend you will fare you just fine in either PvP or PvE. However, there are a few distinctions that I will recommend. Now, most of these stats will also change with your choice and ability card loadouts, and I will briefly discuss that as well. Before all of that, though, there are a few topics that must be addressed when discussing weapons in Red Dead Online. The first of which is the stats displayed in the catalog are actually wrong. Like always, what the fuck, Rockstar? There is an incredibly well done guide made by Captain Balric's Arsenal that goes into incredible detail behind what stats are incorrect and why, aiming bloom, range, damage per second, and any other question you may have. And I will leave a link in the description to this document. Many of the tests and assumptions I am making in this guide will be based off the stats that him and his team discovered, which I am confident are accurate. Also, on a side note, there is a familiarity stat that is hidden associated with all weapons in Red Dead. Basically, the more you use a weapon, the better you become with it. It won't increase your damage, but it will make you more accurate and have quicker reload times. The way you can find out your familiarity stat is by cleaning your weapon and observing how much of the light gray bar is full under the reload stat. Once you have a full white bar for reload with a cleaned weapon, your familiarity is maxed out. The way you can max the stat out is simply by killing anything with your weapon. All gun stats I will be showing will be depicting them fully upgraded sights, rifling, length, and familiarity. When it comes to sidearms, the hands down best pistol you can have is the Navy revolver. I was skeptical when I saw statistically the Mausers did more two-handed damage per second. Mauser doing 143.86 and the Navy doing 116.8. But after using them both extensively, I must say the Navy revolvers have much more stopping power and feel way more accurate. The Mausers have a very high rate of fire and quick reload. However, they felt much more inaccurate and I was constantly burning through ammunition. The Navy revolvers just felt amazing to use, and the only thing I can compare it to was the final scene of Django Unchained when Jamie Foxx was having his final standoff against Calvin Candy's guards. The power is unmistakable, and many times when versing the AI, I would shoot through one and kill the enemy behind them. The major drawback to this weapon is the reload time. However, as familiarity stats increase, the reload will become better over time. Some would recommend the Mausers over the Navy revolvers for a PvE environment, but I still disagree. When I first started Red Dead Online, I had saved up for the outrageous price to purchase the Mausers, so I have used them for a long time, and after using the Navy revolvers, I was immediately sold, and I doubt I will ever equip the Mausers again. For ability cards, some of the slots are debatable, but I would recommend running at the very least Gunslinger's Choice and Peak Conditioning. This will improve the accuracy and damage notably. For the best shotguns, the only two that are recommendable is the pump action and the semi-auto. The semi-auto has a higher overall damage per second of 94.2, but is less accurate than the pump action. The pump action has 85.6 damage per second and is significantly more accurate. When it comes to which you should equip, the answer really comes down to your personal preference. I prefer not having to pump after every shot and prefer the semi-auto. I will say though, after using the pump for a day, I did enjoy it and I could feel the enhanced accuracy. Overall, they are both decent weapons, and consider your playstyle and strength while making your purchase. Again, for ability card loadouts, I would recommend at the very least you run Peak Conditioning, so your damage is notably raised. As for the best sniper rifles, I recommend the Carcano rifle over the Rolling Block. The Carcano does 107 damage per second and has double the firing rate of the Rolling Block. However, the Rolling Block will kill most opponents in one shot and will demolish most players unless they are running a fully tanked build with tonics. But overall, after using both of them in PvP and PvE, the Carcano has slightly less damage with really good overall stats and at a much higher firing rate. For ability cards, when it comes to sniping, I recommend Peak Conditioning, Landon's Patience, and Sharpshooter. This will make most of your shots one-shot kills for non-tanking players. In terms of standard rifles, the Bolt takes the cake and has much higher damage per second than the Springfield. Given it has good accuracy, high damage per second, and a quick firing rate, it is the only standard rifle I recommend. The Elephant rifle is decent for hunting legendary animals, but aside from that, it should not be used in PvE or PvP due to its horrible reload and range. I recommend Painted Black, Peak Conditioning, and Landon's Patience, allowing you to maximize damage and accuracy. When it comes to repeaters, there is a vigorous debate over which is better, the Evans, Litchfield, or Lancaster. Between the three of them, the Lancaster is the best overall. It has a high damage per second at 59.92, which is slightly higher than the Evans. It is also more accurate. With the Evans, you are trading accuracy for a higher ammo capacity, which makes it more of a PvE weapon. When it comes to the Litchfield, this has the highest damage per second out of the three repeaters, coming in at 66.5. However, is much more inaccurate and should only be used with Painted Black ability card. Overall, the Lancaster is the repeater I would recommend if you want a consistent and solid repeater. Overall, for these repeaters, I recommend running Painted Black and Peak Conditioning, allowing you to maximize damage and accuracy. In terms of what full sets of ability cards you should run for each weapon you are maining, I could make a guide on this topic on its own, and if you want one, I will. But for now, I will briefly throw up what Captain Baldrick's arsenal recommends for each weapon class. Basically, it's his recommendations and separates his ability card loadouts based off of what weapons you are maining. In conclusion, the best weapons based off of stats and my recommendation is the Navy Revolver, Carcano Rifle, or the Bolt depending on your preference, and the semi-auto or pump action shotguns. You can also interchange the shotguns or sniper rifles with the Lancaster. However, I feel the Navy Revolvers check the mid-range box, being they have such high damage and accuracy at range. As always, guys, I can't believe how much support I've gotten from you guys. I would have never come this far without you, and I won't go any further without your continued support, so thank you. Again, I am taking video requests, so let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. I've gotten so many very good video ideas from you guys, so thank you. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching and take it easy.